Hello my fellow freedom builders and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I am going to show you three stocks. We're going to look at Moderna, we're going to look at Tesla and at Apple, and we're going to do it in a context where we are using the Robinhood broker to see if we can make some money. I'm going to show you a couple of smart tricks today where you can get a sense of if a stock is overhyped or if the big sellers or the big institutions are selling right now. So that is what we're going to do today. If you haven't done already, remember to subscribe and like at the channel here. Then I should give you a little warning. You might be hearing some rumbling in the background and I apologize for that. It is not my microphone, but I have my office here in the countryside in Denmark and it is harvesting season right now. So you might be hearing some machinery in the background. I have tried to isolate me from the sound here, but they might get a bit through. So sorry for that. All right. First of all, if you're located in Denmark or anywhere in the world where you haven't heard of the Robinhood broker before, I can tell you that it has become synonymous with retail trading, retail investing. It is the broker that a lot of YouTubers are showing in their channels, and often with something like you can get some free stocks if you sign up right now or something like that. I'm not affiliated with them, so you cannot get anything from me in the links anywhere here, but Robinhood has come really strongly into the market. They started in something like, I think it was 2013, so they are 7 years old, and when we're looking at some quick stats here, we can see that estimated is that they have around $50 billion of customers' money in asset under management, as this AUM stands for. So they have around $50 billion in money from all of these many customers. I think there are around 13 million customers, and just 3 million customers came in just here in Q1 in 2020. So they are growing like crazy. And now, if I should say something about the customers here at Robinhood, and this is not to offend anyone, but honestly, they are not the most well-educated investors in the world. They are definitely, at least many of them, not all of them, but many of them are part of the segment that I usually call dumb money. And before you get offended, I'm not calling the users dumb, but dumb in this context means that they have a bit less education than a normal banker, and they don't get their information as quickly. The Robinhood, the basic Robinhood trader, get his or her information from Facebook groups, some quick headlines, breaking news, and so on and so forth. And that means that they are moving quickly in and out of hype stocks. We have seen the Robinhood segment, and here I'm not only talking about Robinhood users. It could be investors and traders in many different platforms, but we are seeing them moving into these crazy hype stocks like Hertz after they actually went bankrupt. It could be Kodak here recently. They are simply running after anything that is hype right now. So what I'm going to show you today is a neat little thing that Robinhood has that you can actually use to get an idea of if a stock is hyped, or if you're looking for a stock that is going to be hyped and you want to get in on the ride for some quick money, it can also be used for that. First of all, I'll introduce you here to a little page they have here, and that is it's called Robintrack.net. I'm actually not certain if it is Robinhood that makes this site or if this site is just collecting from Robinhood. But anyway, Robintrack.net, I'll link to it below here so you can go in there for yourself. Now in here, when we're looking at popularity changes, you can have different look back periods, 24 hours, 3 days, a week, 30 days. And what you can see here is how many accounts it started with 24 hours ago. For instance, Moderna here, or Moderna, they have mRNA as a ticker symbol, and they started out 24 hours ago with 315,000 accounts of the Robinhood traders had Moderna in their account. 24 hours later, that had gone up to 342,000, meaning that it saw a rise of 26,500. So 26,500 new investors actually entered and bought Moderna into their account. Of course, it could be that someone sold it out completely, so even more traders came in. But anyway, there was a net gain here of almost 30,000 customers in Robinhood that actually went in and bought Moderna here. All right, that is quite a lot. And when we look at Moderna here, we can see in the charts, we can see that it is a classic hype stock. If we go back here, we can also see, if we look at it at a week, you can see it's in a 4th place here with 25,000 new accounts having the stock over the last week. And if we're looking at 30 days, it is also up here. 128,000 new accounts had Moderna bought into them over the last 30 days. So it is basically a stock where there have been a lot of traction on. And if you don't know the stock, it is when we're looking at it here, it is a company that is in the run to get, let me see here, to get this vaccine for the virus going on here. And the US government ordered 100 million doses of this vaccine from Moderna the other day. And the result of that was that the stock popped up very quickly here. As you can see, this is a 1-hour chart. You can see the price was going down, down, down. Then the news came out, it bumped up, and then it dropped way back in a very short while here, a few hours. Meaning that a lot, especially of the retail traders that bought in right here, they were simply caught buying it at 78 or something like that. And a few hours later, they were sitting with a huge loss. And nobody knows if it'll ever get up here again, and there are a lot of speculations. I'm not here to analyze the Moderna stock. As far as I can tell, they are probably one of the main contestants in this race to get a vaccine for the virus. I don't know who will be first. As we heard the other day, of course, Putin claimed that Russia has a vaccine. I will allow myself to be a bit skeptical here. They are not through phase 3 of that test yet. So yeah, you can go figure. I would not dare take that anywhere in the near future here. But this is what we can see here. And let's just go back to the 24 hours and see we have Moderna here. If we are clicking on this symbol, now here comes the interesting part, because what we can see here is the price, that is the purple or pink or whatever it is here, and you can see the price has gone up a lot here since February, March, and that's where the rumor started out that they might be coming with at least they were pretty far in the process of making a vaccine. And what we can see here is the number of users holding. So the number of Robinhood users holding this, and we can see that it is going up like crazy here. And sometimes it is taking a break. And that is often when the price have got a big hit down. Then we can see that the Robinhood users are just taking a break here, but then they are starting to enter again. And what we sometimes see here is that the price goes down, and at the same time the number of Robinhood users that hold this stock goes up. And what we should be looking for here is that divergence. That is what I'm looking for when I'm entering this Robintrack, because when I know that the investors and the traders in Robinhood are some of the least educated and the investors with the least knowledge and information of the market, when I can see that they are buying up like crazy, of course, this is just the number of accounts. We don't know if the actual amount invested from the Robinhood users is smaller, but let's just say that they have an average price they are buying and selling at. So more accounts holding the stock means more money going into it. So what we can see here is that they are buying up like crazy, but the share price is dropping. Now, that is not a good sign, I would say. And we can try and have a look at some of the other stocks here to see if we can find a similar pattern. Let's have a look at Tesla. Now, if we are going back in time here, you can actually see that every time the stock is going up for a while, the number of Robinhood users that holds the stock is going down. So they're actually doing the wrong thing. While the stock is going up, they don't believe in it anymore. Then they get the idea that we need to go buy this stock. So they start, more and more Robinhood users start to buy it, and they start at the exactly wrong time when the stock price starts to drop. And then they simply cannot stand the pain anymore. The stock has kind of been cut in half here. So they're saying to themselves, as a whole of course, that, oh no, we cannot stand the pain anymore. So they start to sell out of their account. And the exact second they start to sell out, the stock price starts to go up. And then we see that it starts to go up. Then all of a sudden, Tesla stocks drops. And after a while, people are thinking, no, this is not it for me. So they are starting to sell out, or at least they're not coming new Robinhood users in. But the price keeps going up, and they are thinking, we want to be in on it as well. And what we can see right now is actually that the Robinhood users, they are still buying up in Tesla, but the prices start to diverge downwards. So this is not a guarantee that Tesla is going to drop a lot, but this is a tendency that I'm nervous of. When I see a drop here where the Robinhood users keeps buying, that tells me that, if we just delete all of these arrows here, that in this upturn, the Robinhood users, when they were buying the Tesla stock, they had to buy it from someone. And of course, that could be other Robinhood users, or it could be some big institutions, or it could be whomever. But there were obviously enough stocks that they could buy, but the price went upwards here. Now, all of a sudden, it seems like there is a bigger portion of stocks for sale than the Robinhood users can actually consume. So I hope you get the idea here that what we are looking for is a divergence between the actual price and what the Robinhood users are doing. Now let's have a look at one more here, just a second. Now number 3 here, the last 24 hours, is Apple. So let's have a look at Apple and have a look here, see if we can see the same tendency. We have the price going up here, and the Robinhood users slowly finding out that this is actually a great stock to own. But all of a sudden, even though they are buying, the stocks start to drop, and drops quite a lot here in 2018, but they keep buying. And right at the bottom here, they find out that they cannot stand the pain anymore, so they slowly start to unwind. This is not one person, of course, but this is the overall picture of the Robinhood users. And the second they start to unwind the positions, the stock starts to go up. And right here, when the stock is actually taking much of its way up, the average Robinhood user starts to add it to its account. It's actually more like here. So that is very close to the top. They start to add it to their account, and it drops. And then now we can see that the price is going up, and more Robinhood users are pouring in. And that actually tells me that right now we have an okay market for the Apple stock. I would actually think that we could see some more upside in the Apple stock. We can try and have a look at our normal chart here, where we can see some more information. Let me just find it to you here. Let us have a look at Apple coming up here. And what we can see here is that it is in the green zone. As you know from my other videos, the RSI is above 50. The relative strength here compared to the market is going upwards. And you could argue that, yeah, we would like a bit of a retracement or something like that. And that could easily happen, maybe down to 420 or so on. But the technical picture here is actually quite sound. And compared with the Robintrack here, it actually tells us that right now, at least, the retail traders and the overall market is showing the same direction. So Apple here, I would be quite comfortable buying, maybe after a little retracement, but I would be comfortable buying it. Whereas when we are looking at the Tesla, just having a look at that. Here we saw the divergence, we saw the price drop down, we saw the Robinhood users keep buying. And when I'm looking at the chart for Tesla, I would say they have had a retracement, but it is nothing really significant. And what I do like to see here is several months of this divergence. So this could easily be that the stock should pop up. And I actually think right now, I was considering entering in Tesla again. I'll just see how it opens today. But this is just a little retracement, just down to somewhere between the 20 and the 50 SMA. The RSI down here is just down kissing the 50 line here on the daily RSI. It is in a green zone, so I could easily see myself buying some Tesla again if everything goes right here. And that would make this trend okay. So we have seen the same here. They can diverge a bit, but what I'm looking for are these long-term divergences where I can see that the Robinhood users are doing the complete opposite of what they actually should be doing. We can have a look at some of the other. For instance, we have the India Globalization Capital. I don't know the company, but I can see that they went up something like 200 or 300% or something like that yesterday. And what we can see here, same picture, we can see that the price have been dropping for quite a while, a year or two here, and more of the Robinhood users have been having it in their account. Now yesterday it popped up 300%, something like that, and we saw the same here. And when that movement come in at the same time, we have 60,000 users of Robinhood. That is something like 4% of their entire customer base, something like that, as far as I can tell. Now that's even less, but I think it's 0.4%. So we can try to calculate how many billions or millions were actually running after in India Globalization Capital yesterday. But such a pop like this could be the start of a hype. And I can see in a lot of Facebook groups and so on that they are talking about the IGC like crazy, and they're talking about who else are in the same sector and so on. I'll not go into it today, but if a hype continues, I just might. But we can see the exact same pattern here. Let's have a look at another one that have been up lately. We can look at, for instance, Nikola. Here we have the hydrogen. And what you can see here, now we don't have so much price history on it here in the Robintrack. We have back from, we have from June 2020 here. I'm not sure why they don't have any more here. But what we can see here is this dangerous pattern of the price dropping down here. But more and more Robinhood users are putting it into their account. 200,000 people putting it into the account. And we know that it is relatively illiquid. There are not that much volume. So if we have 200,000 Robinhood users putting a couple of thousand, 5,000, maybe $10,000 after this, they can really help move the price. So what might happen now is that we don't know if this is the start of an uptrend or if the Nikola stock should actually go further down. You know my opinion about it. I'm not too thrilled about it. But what we might see here is that this downturn, if it starts to go up, we might actually start to see that the average retail user of Robinhood, they start to sell it out. Or we might see that this line simply continues and the price goes down. So it is very interesting to study, and it is a bit scary how wrong the retail traders often are. And you could go into Robintrack yourself and you can try and have a look at it and to see how these trends I think I have watched 20 or 30 or 40 stocks today, just picking random stocks that I knew were hyped at some point. And pretty much every single time I can see the pattern where the retail traders are moving in and out on all the wrong times. And that is why private retail traders normally end up losing money when they invest. I can also see that a lot of them are doing one of the other debt sins that I can just mention here, and that is changing the time frame of your investment while you are in it. meaning that, for instance, they are buying Nikola up here at 74, saying, I'm just going for a quick 5 or 10%, but it turns against them, and all of a sudden they are down 30 or 40 or 50%, and then they're saying to themselves, oh yeah, well then I'll just make it a long-term investment. And that is simply not allowed if you want to make money in the long run. If you have a strategy that is about getting 5 or 10% over a few days, then you should have your stop loss in place, and if it goes against you, you should simply just sell it. You should not begin to change your time frame, and you should not begin to average down. So you're buying here and here and here and here in the hope of sometimes getting into break even. But that is the topic for another video. Try and have a look at the Robintrack, and as I said, I think actually the Apple stock is showing very good signs when we combine our normal charts here with the Robintrack. I think that the Tesla and the Moderna, the pharma, the vaccine company, I think they're showing a bit of a scary pattern, and I would just wait a week or so to see if it adjusts itself. I don't like the divergences here. I hope that makes sense. Otherwise, please feel free to write me in the comment section. Also, I have my Facebook, the Building Freedom Facebook. I'll link to that below as well. And I'm also coming up with a newsletter that you can sign up for and get a lot of free online videos, a little investment class that I have made there. So all of that is coming soon, but the Facebook page is up and running. That's all for now. Take care of yourself and your money out there, and remember to subscribe. Bye for now.